in a small town down in Arkansas, where the river flows, there's a man with a passion that everybody knows.
Howdy, howdy everybody. Welcome to HT's EDC, coming at you from the back patio this beautiful Tuesday morning. And speaking of beautiful, what do you think of this young lady right here? Huh? Oh, you gonna be shy now and turn away? Huh? That is Miss Abby. That is my loyal co-host. And we are ready to get one going this morning. So, got a new knife in. How long have I had this? About a week. And via, shocker alert coming, the old horse trade method, which I absolutely love. And this was a horse trade with a viewer, one of you guys. So, by the way, you don't have to be a content creator to get involved. If you want to reach out to me or some of us guys, you know, for a horse trade, like my What You Toting videos, I have got people that reach out to me via email every morning and send me pictures of what they're toting. Instagram's another way, Facebook. So just because you're not a content creator and you know, I'm not one of the boys or whatever, that is, I don't subscribe to all that. That is why I put my email in my channel description. If I wanted to be reclusive and, you know, just keep everything under the cuff, I wouldn't put my information, I wouldn't put my email out there. I do so because I absolutely love talking with you guys. I have people every day that send me emails, send me their what you toting pictures of what they're toting, good morning messages, what have you. Contact me about a horse trade. And yeah, this was actually a viewer that contacted me, had seen a video on this thing that I did a while back. This is the old large Coke bottle, which we love, and had seen my video on that, and I guess they got the wheels turning, and they had a knife that has just been sitting, I think he said it was sitting in a display case for many years. It has never been used, had never been sharpened, and was just simply something he wasn't going to carry. And he's seen my affinity for these biggins and how much I love the old Coke bottle, and he reached out to me, and bada bing, bada boom, we have a deal for a new Coke bottle. And of course, we sent him something cool. The definition of a good horse trade is when both parties walk away happy. Both parties walk away like, man, I killed that. I won that trade. If both of you think that, that's a good horse trade. And Dan the man, brother, I thank you for my end of it. And he has let me know that he is more than happy what I sent his way. So that is another successful horse trade. But let's get into what he sent. You've seen the thumbnail, and here it is. We have a good old, and Case calls this, by the way, we all know this as a large Coke bottle. Why do we call it a large Coke bottle? It's pretty obvious. If you set this thing up like that, look at this, folks. I kind of put my finger over that blade and it'll help you see it a little better, but it looks like a bottle of Coke sitting there. You see it? This is your cap, and here is your full of Coke right here, especially with this color, which is like a dark brown with a little red to it, but just looks like a bottle of Coke. So, but technically, if you look it up in the book, they actually call this joker a Swell Center Hunter. So there's another reason why you think I'm attracted to this. Another type of folding hunter. So, go figure. You know me and the folding hunters, But yeah, and I guess I can see that. I mean, it does swell right here, swells in the center. But yeah, they call it a Swell Center Hunter. But like I said, all of us, we know it as the large Coke bottle. And let's get this thing open for y'all. Check it out. And man, I gotta back up. Look at that. If I just put my arm up here natural, we're the bolsters off the screen and half the blade. That is the sheer size of this thing. So we're gonna have to stay back here. But check it out, folks. We have some cool jigging going on. Look at that. Kind of looks like waves to me. Y'all see that? Kind of wavy jigging right there. And this is wood. These are wood scales. Actually, I don't know if y'all can hear that in the background. Of course, I have a helicopter going over me right now when we're trying to make a video. Gotta love that. But this is actually stabilized wood. I don't know exactly if it's diamond wood or stamina wood, what type of stabilized wood it is, but the reason they use that, it has the look, and especially right here on the top layer, it is a veneer. There's layers to this, but the reason they stabilize the wood and go with stabilized wood is for like moisture, water resilience, element snow, you hunters, fluids, you know, from your animals. Real natural wood will swell. It will swell on you a minute if you get it wet, and can potentially crack. Anyway, all those problems are solved when they with the stabilized wood process. No swelling, no cracking, very durable to the elements. So on a, as they call a hunter knife, Swell Center Hunter knife, I definitely can understand the choice of going with laminate wood. But coming up here to this blade, we have a nice halfway up saber grind. You can see that right here, and that is simply where the blade stock keeps its thickness all the way down to about the center of this blade before it starts thinning, going down to your secondary bevel. That is a saber grind. Are they the best slicing blade out there? They are not. They are not. A saber grind is, when they leave all this stock thickness here to about halfway of the blade before it starts thinning out, that is to give toughness. Again, a knife of this size, this is again, they call it a hunter. So this is, got the hunter theme in mind. They want you to have a tough, durable knife that can go through some stuff out there. And it's a decent slicer. I don't want to give the impression this thing won't slice. If I had a piece of paper out here, if you get that secondary, you get your business end, your secondary bevel nice and sharp. I think one thing I think is way overblown in the knife world is edged, slicing capabilities and all. It's just like the Benchmade 940. I've heard for years that the Benchmade 940 is a sharpened pry bar. It's a terrible slicer. I could not disagree with that more. It is like, if not possibly my most favorite modern knife. I love the 940, and I have sliced strawberries. I've even done a video showing me slice different things, kind of myth busting, if you will. There is nothing wrong with the 940 as a slicer, and there's nothing wrong with this. Is this an open L? Is this like my Big Chief here that I'm toting today? This was my what you toting. This thing is a stupid good slicer. Is it one of those? It is not. But it is also tougher than those. Would you take a open L out and go trying to debark limbs or carve a tent stake? Actually, you might could, depending on how soft the wood is. But you get what I'm saying. An open L, this guy right here, they have limitations. What they excel at now, they excel at slicing tasks. This gives up some slicing capabilities with that saber grind, but makes up for it in toughness and other things where you need a little more backbone out there in the wild. And yeah, and to show you what I'm talking about, we'll take out the old 1996 here. And this is what I'm talking about. This is a full flat grind. You see there's no secondary bevel here. This thing starts at the spine and it thins all the way to your business end down here. This would be a better slicer than that. This would be tougher than this. It's just a trade-off. But like I said, I wished I had a piece of paper. This is ridiculous sharp and it slices just fine. Yeah, are you going to be making paper thin, see-through potato chips or cutting tomatoes that you can just, see through with this? Probably not, but I can slice a tomato just fine. I can slice a tomato thin with this. I can cut up potatoes with this just fine, but you get the picture. Different blade shapes excel at different things. Anything else I want to talk about while I have this other one out? We have, like I say, we have a full flat grind. We have a saber grind. This old guy, we have the Rogers corncob jigging. This one is a little different, a little more wavier. Not exactly sure. Like I say, I've got to get up on my, see those waves at the top? I call them waves. This one definitely doesn't have those waves in it. Not exactly sure what they call this jigging right here. It's cool. I like it. So there is a difference in jigging. We have a difference in blade edge, one saber grind versus flat grind. The 96, if you can see here, says SS. So this is a stainless steel. This 1970 saber grind is a carbon steel. So several differences, but the one I really want to get into is walk and talk. Now you guys have heard me talk about this, and some of our other creators talk about this till we're blue in the face, and you're probably tired of hearing it, about the 70s. The walk and talk on slip joints in the 70s, and I can't explain it. I'm pretty sure if I had a representative here from Case, they would tell me, HT, you're crazy. We have the same equipment. We obviously, workers have came and gone since then, but we do them the same way. Some of the same equipment is used, same springs, blah, blah, blah. I call BS. All I can say, well, let me take that back. I don't call BS. That could be somewhat true. They're different. You can't fool a knife collector, and we have talked amongst ourselves many times, and I'm just getting into, I am not a aficionado of vintage knives, so I don't come from a long history of dealing with 70s knives. I'm getting into it. I'm vastly adding them to my collection. It's what I'm into right now. But in my short period of time, I've heard it before from the OGs that are into the vintage knives, and they are right, folks. There's something different. I don't know if it's a different spring. I don't know if it's attention to detail when they're tuning them. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. I'm going to give you an example anyway. Here is a 1996. And it has a half stop. It has a wall. Little sluggish. See right there, we went that far and it stopped. It needs a little boom, but there it comes back. How about this way? Without trying to get hurt here. We have a wall this way. We have a wall. Listen to it close, and I'll give it its due. I'll be quiet. Very good. Not bad. Full open. Not bad. This is a good walk and talk. Nothing stuck out. The half stop could have been a little stronger. Would I call it mushy? It's a little mushy. It could be better. The wall, the half stop could be, I've seen a lot better. Bring on 1970. Yep. Did you guys hear that? It shakes. Did you see my hand shake? It shakes my hand when it comes into that half stop. Let's check out the wall. Y'all hear that? Look how far I'm coming back here and letting this go. I'm not helping it. Look at that. This way. I gotta do this where I don't get hurt. Well, you get the picture. How about closing? Gator snap. Full open. Now this is where it's really impressive. Listen to this. Folks, that kicks like a mule. And some of the knock on these big knives, a lot of people like, yeah, those big knives, they don't have the walk and talk. They don't have the same action as, you know, like a copper lock or a rail splitter. You know, some of the more 4-inch, 3.5-inch size knives, when you get up in them big knives with those big blades, they lose walk and talk. Au contraire, mon frere. I've got a bunch of them inside, you know, inside smaller knives, slip joint knives. I know good walk and talk. This son of a monkey right here can hang with any of them. Any of them. It's awesome. This one, not bad. What would I give the walk and talk a grade on this one? Now, what are you grading it to? What are you comparing it to? If you're going to compare it to, you know, one of its smaller, you know, a 3.5, 4-inch knife, how does this match up? Not as good. They beat this. This ain't bad. I have some that are smaller that are worse than this too. But would this be upper echelon for my smaller slip joints? No. Would this be upper echelon for my for a slip joint, no matter the size? Yes. It is awesome. So, is there something? And Dan was like, you got to compare it. You know, tell me what you think about, you know, a 70s versus, you know, a newer one. And I had to dig one out. Luckily, I had, you know, a 96 that I could compare it to, but there's no comparison. This thing is stellar walk and talk. I don't care if this was 2.5 inches or it's this 5-inch knife. This is good walk and talk. Excellent walk and talk. I love it. Centered, if I showed you that, it's got everything. We are centered right there. Back springs, it's all there. This is just a outstanding, incredible pocket knife that I am proud to own. And did I mention it's carbon steel? This guy, yeah, I think I did. This guy is stainless. This is good old carbon steel. A 1970. Did I show you all the tang stamps? We'll do tang stamps real quick. If you guys can get that to focus. Case XX USA. And there is a total of 10 dots underneath the USA. And that shows us that it is a 1970. 1970, they went with all dots. And they took away a dot each year, so 70 was your full 10. And on the other side, we have the model number. You can get that to focus, which is C61050 C61050, so it is a 50 pattern for the Swell Center Hunter. I'll never remember that, for the large Coke bottle. And we have SAB at the end of it for saber grind. So anyway, just wanted to show y'all and do a little comparison between my two Coke bottles that I've got a third one, but these are the two that are Swell Center Hunters. I have one inside also that's more Barlow that I showed with this one, and it has a Barlow bolster on it. So maybe that is the one. Maybe they call the one with the Barlow bolster the large Coke bottle, but what's weird is they share exactly the same model number, so little confusing there, but whatever. This is the one. If you look this up with this bolster right here, they call it a Swell Center Hunter. So for video purposes, this is a Swell Center Hunter, and I love it. And thank you, Dan, for making this happen for me. Thank you guys for watching now 21 minutes, me rave about them and show you all the differences between the two I have here, a 70s and a 90s. But we are going to let you go. You guys know what to do. In this corner, there's a button. If you're watching this long, you might as well hit that button because you got something out of it. And there's one over here somewhere that if you want to see more stuff like this, these cool older knives, traditionals, I try to do it every day. I would love having you part of the family. That's what I call you guys. I do not use that S word around here. As you know, you are on-screen friends and on-screen family of mine. And that's how I look at you. And I would be proud to have you. So if you're already one of my on-screen family, tell somebody else about the Bald Guy. If you think they might like stuff like this and like content like this, let them know. Love to have them. We're going to let you guys go. We love you. HT for HT, Miss Abby, who's off probably squirrel hunting right now. We're out.
Buck knives gleaming under that old porch light. He'll tell their stories deep into the night. Reviews and torture tests, it's a sight to see.